What's up, Chucklefucks? Welcome back to Wreckfest, a series where you submit your from the death designs to me for review. And I either praise them for being a fantastic design with little feedback, or shit all over them for them being a terrible design with maybe a side of constructive criticism. I apologize for the late upload, but I am just now to a point to where my voice is okay enough and I'm not hacking and wheezing every fucking 2 seconds. Be patient with me, and thank you for being patient. Now, without further ado, let's get this shit show on the road. First up is going to be the Natasha Bellamondo Logistics Hub. This is by Knight. I don't know. Do you have something like... Oh, that's what was sticking down so far on the blueprint. Okay. I love all the structures that you make for this faction. I wish I could make better structures. So, let's see here. I like the moving crane animation. Not bad, not bad. All the containers neatly stacked here. One of you all did note in a comment, because I do read the comments, that criticizing me for saying that it doesn't look realistic because all the containers are nicely neat, and they actually lock together, which I didn't know that they locked together, but personally I still like them looking more scattered about, because it kind of gives it more character, I guess, but I understand what you mean. So in this case, this does look good. Makes sense. All the cargo containers and the side of the ship. Oh, just fucking fast travel right to a goddamn forklift. Goddamn. What's in here? Oh, it's the parts room. Bro is comically small in comparison to everything that's here. Good lord. Not too certain about the rubber up here on top. I'm not entirely certain what this is supposed to be. But the rubber kind of looks bad, quite frankly. Really don't know what that's for. Yeah, it looks alright. I would say it looks like it needs some other, like, texturing around. You know what? I think what a lot of it's missing is that the ground here doesn't really look like it's like concrete. It looks like it's all just metal plate. Everything's metal plate. I feel like if this was the stone texture and maybe like a darker, or no, not even a darker, like a lighter gray to make it look like it's a solid concrete foundation, I think that might help the overall looks of it. Make it look like it's not so bland. Because like in these areas, it's like, man, what the fuck is supposed to be here? Or the thing I'm noticing, I feel like that you can use a lot of... You know how in certain factories, they'll have like little pathways marked and like yellow outlines of like where walkways are or certain forklift lanes and stuff. I feel like you could probably put some of those around here. And that would help break up the texture and break up the flooring here just enough to make it look detailed without it being a lot. If that makes any sense. Other than that, I mean, your ships... They look good. Love the little animations. Overall, looks pretty fucking good. Like the control tower. I think I've looked at these guys before. They look pretty good. Overall. Next is the Cobbler class 676821. This is by Colton. Of course, it is cheap as fuck. Just like the rest of your damn craft, man. I don't understand how you make them all so fucking cheap. And it's beautifully decoed as always. More decoed than my ships, that's for certain. You've really nailed down that like early Cold War, World War II ships that are getting modernized kind of look. I love it. Absolutely love it. The gun here looks great. Gun is a 127 firing 37 RPM. It looks pretty balanced. You got enough recoil absorption. Good boy.
What the fuck did you say?
Fuck, why did I just say good? Good man. Anyway. Bridge looks good. Love the little 50 cals that you make. Of course, plenty of details around. Love the offset details that you got here. Not entirely certain what this is here. So it's like it's supposed to be like a crane. Or like a little pulley system to lift these things up and down into the water. I'm not entirely certain on that one, but I do like the looks of it. Yeah, I don't have much to say good. You've gotten to where you're smoothing your holes under the water line now. I know you didn't used to do that, and it's good that you're doing that now. Good man. Man, fuck. Interesting that you made the white, like, curved line go over that as well. Honestly, I wouldn't have made it go over it. I would have just left it, like, make it look like that container sitting on top of it. The one thing I am noticing that I would personally do is some of these, like, little, like, mainly like this here and these here, maybe make them different materials other than alloy, because they kind of look like they blend, like they, like, in fact, that just needs to be metal texture, and that needs to be metal texture. It's good that you're using, like, the oblique texture here, because it makes it, like, pop just a little bit more from the alloy, but these are just, like, I feel like you should leave the alloy to the deck and the hull, and then make these metal, just to kind of give it a little bit of a different texture, but other than that, I don't have anything else I can add to it. Next is the Starseeker Prowler NSA. This is by Fox. What is this thing here? Okay, very smoky. Is an airship. Okay. I do like the vibe of how it just looks like it's the, like, bare bones mechanical kind of stuff here, and then you have the big armored plates. Love that kind of aesthetic for airships. This gun feels a little bit comically small. Like, I feel like it should be a little bit bigger, and it feels like it should be farther back as well. What is this thing? Is this... Okay, this is a... This is a plasma gun. Okay. Yeah, I feel like it just could be like... It should be like right here, and maybe double that size. It just feels really small. I like the details and stuff that you got here, but this thing just feels way too small. Missile launchers look okay. Bridge is bland and kind of basic, but not really much else to it. Maybe add some different, like, heating or intake vents and stuff like that to the side. Maybe. I would also personally make these, like, little antennas on here, probably about double the height. These ones back here are fine. See, now this the turret cap, I see you're using it across all of it. Here on the side, it looks fine. It fits into that, like, little rectangle area that you have it bolted onto. Here, it just feels really, really, really small. So I feel like it could be bigger there. Or you might be able to make, like, a different, like, a certain variation of this thing, where you keep these smaller guns here, but you modify it to have a bigger gun up here in the front. I feel like that would kind of make it have more of, like, a defining feature to it. Thrusters in the back look good. Overall, design-wise, I do really like it. Not bad at all. What the fuck? 27 mil. You don't have enough recoil absorption. And it fires 576 RPM. What kind of a shell are you using? Just, eat lead. Try tank this, you alien scum! Okay, I like the shell names. But what is... Now I'm confused. Where's that gun? Where's the gun, for the, Oh, that's the other gun. 400 mil. You got enough recoil absorption. You got sufficient rail capacity. Firing 4.4 RPM. Man, that's a small ass gun. Trying to... I see why it fires only 4 RPM now. It really only needs like one shot. Jesus Christ. What a fucking gun. What a fucking gun. Yeah. Other than those little details I was talking about here, overall it looks pretty good. Next is the LBTC-27A1 Badger. This is by iPersons. Ooh, okay. Okay. I always like your tanks. Very good at making tanks. The wheels look good. Love the custom wheels. Well, you even have the lights, brake lights and stuff. They actually light up. Although they're kind of having a fucking seizure. Basket in the back, not too bad. I like that. I like how you integrated missile interceptors into this thing. Very nice. Although the weird clipping of your coincidence rangefinder here is kind of off-putting. I would just deco hide that personally. Let's take a look at this. 348. Hey, stop moving, you little bastard. 348 firing, 9.4 RPM. You've got enough recoil absorption. You've got sufficient rail use or rail capacity. Not too bad, not too bad. What kind of a shell are you using? Say, good lord, man, why do you have so many fucking shells? Sabo frag. Honestly, at that point, I would probably just use a. I'd probably just use an AP frag. That way you don't lose some of your payload capacity from using a Sabo head. I also see that you are not quite using up all of your shell plus case length. So for those who don't know, to optimize your shell, like so, you see over here how you got clip length required. It's a 5-meter clip. So the shell plus case length is 4,972. You can have a shell length up to 4,999 and it still fit inside of a 5-meter clip. The moment that you hit a 5,000, you hit 5,000 millimeters, then it goes up to where it needs a 6-meter clip. So what you do to optimize that is that you add one more shell, or you add one more part to your shell, and then you come down here to your propellant amount and you adjust that slider down. You can see how it is adjusting the shell plus case length. So we adjust it down all the way just until we get right there. Now you squeeze every little bit out of that shell that you can. Just gives it a little bit better performance. Is it going to make a huge difference in the long run? Probably not too much, but it's nice to at least try and just squeeze every bit of it out that you can. And see, I've already reloaded the shell, and it still fires the same RPM. And then you just got a little bit of extra performance out of it. There's no downside to it. So I'd recommend doing that, and then also changing that Sabo head to an AP head. Overall shaping of the hole here in the turret is pretty good. Maybe if you really wanted to, you can deco the bottom of your turret cap here to where it's just like you deco it to where it's just like there's just a small little gap between the actual tank, like the tank chassis, the tank hull, and the turret, and then you put like a little ring in there so it actually looks like it's able to spin without scraping against the tank. Now it's just a minor gripe, so it's not too big of a deal. And honestly, other than that, I don't really have much else to add to this because overall it looks pretty good. Next is the DE Framberg. This is by Staffel. Ow, that was loud. Okie dokie. Stubby little guy. Oh my god. Very fat. Very fucking fat. The main thing is with what kind of ship this is, it feels like it's too fat. Like, it feels like it should have like 2 less meters on each side to make it look more proportional, because the superstructure looks a little bit small, and honestly the turret caps look really small just because of how fat the thing is. Like, it needs to go to fat camp and lose a few meters on each side. Torpedo launchers here look pretty good. Don't have any complaints on that. You might make this a little bit bigger in diameter. I feel like it looks a little small in comparison. Something else you actually probably could do to improve the design of this is make this bigger in diameter, of course, but also move it forward a little bit and maybe add some railings for like a walkway here in the back that lines up with the ladder on each side. That could look kind of cool. You could also put like a bigger ring or on the deck that's like white or yellow, just as a marker, just kind of like what the radius, the turn radius of the torpedo launcher is, just as like a hazard marking. You could probably do the same thing here for the front gun as well. Overall basic hull shaping, minus it being kind of fat, does look pretty good. Smokestacks look good. Your rigging, basic, but looks good. I like the little depth charges that you got back here. Overall, whoa. What in the fuck is this? Ew. What the hell is that? Why? Why did you do that? That's just an eyesore. Fucking get rid of that goddamn thing. But, front superstructure, not too bad. It feels a little boxy. Also, it's kind of hard for any windows to actually work properly and for you to be able to see out of them whenever they're a solid fucking alloy plate. Change that to glass, you illiterate fuck. I don't think that makes you illiterate, but still, you get my point. Next is the Westland Lynx, the ASW. This is by Admiral Gaming. Oh, it says helicopter. Okay, okay. Very, like, skinny nose kind of looking thing. I would have added some, like, slightly extruded, like, outline to the glass of this thing, maybe a little bit, or make these stick out just a little bit farther. From what I could see of the propeller blades look pretty good. Oh, you're using the steam jet bit as like the little connecting piece. That's actually not a bad texture for that. Good idea on that. A little suspension on the landing gear. Little torpedoes. Very nice, like that. Overall shaping of this looks pretty good. Any kind of an interior? No, don't blame you. It's a pain in the ass. Order back here looks good. I would work on your intake here a little bit. Make it actually kind of hollow, kind of like your exhaust there. Make it hollow, and then maybe you could put like a turbine bit in there just to make it look like it has something in there for the intake. Other than that, the rest of the overall shaping on this thing looks pretty good, and there's not much else to it. Next is the TGS Basilisk. This is by Ginger Spartan. I've seen one of your craft in here for a bit, so let's take a look. Oh. Let's see here, 166. Interesting caliber. You got enough recoil absorption. You got just enough rail capacity. Very good. Firing 24 RPM. Oh! It is a full railgun. Full railgun, no gunpowder. Your caps look a little basic, but I like it. I like it. I would maybe add some kind of like cooling vents here in the back, just because I like whenever it's like energy based or has a lot of energy involved in the gun. I like to have other like external glowy vents. Kind of just gives it an extra little cool look. The helicopter deck back here. Your little Sea-Wiz guns look good as always, except for the fact that they don't have enough fucking recoil absorption. And you don't have quite enough cooling for it, but I digress. Detection cone looks good. Smokestack looks good. Detection mast, pretty good. I even got mannequins in the bridge, very cool. Looks like not much else for the rest of the bridge, don't blame you. Shaping looks pretty good, nice and smooth. I like the little fins down here. Propellers down here. Yeah, as with most of your designs, Spartan, I don't have much to add. There's not much I can add. Guys, you pretty well got all the bases covered on this shit. Looks, it's a... Colton's got the early Cold War kind of style down pretty well, down packed. And you've got the more modern slash almost futuristic, or near future vibe pretty well nailed down packed. So... Next is the PX-103. This is by no one. What in the fuck is this thing? Oh. Call sign, outclass. So I'm going to assume that this thing is a nuke. Yes. Yes, it is. Is the nuke on a spin block? Why is the nuke on a spin block? Alright, hold on. How the fuck does this thing operate? Fucking get over there. What does it do? Bro, it's not even detonating. The only reason it detonated because the fucking Marauder shot at point blank. But yeah, it didn't even detonate, man. Might need to look into that. And the last singular design is by Gwirl. This is the Crimson Skies Bomber. It says this thing drops firecrackers. Ew. Brother, ooh. Brother, ooh. Why do you have so many? Why do you have so many simple AAs? Oh, brother, why? Brother, ooh. Bro, you're the reason why I got sick. You make my fucking brain have an aneurysm. That fuselage is terrible. Why the fuck do you have so many goddamn jet engines? Just use a few large jet engines. Those are also horribly inefficient. You don't even have any actual... Why are the jet connectors so fucking far back? Okay, they're not quite as inefficient as I thought, because I thought these were all combustors. Never mind, but that is a bit overkill with the compressors. I typically do like a 2-to-1 ratio for compressors and combustors, and that gives me a good, pretty good efficiency and good speed. But this wing, these wings, they're so thick, they don't even taper at all. They look so bad. And just why do you have all the AAs? Brother! Oh, sweet mother of Christ. Oh my god. They literally are just firecrackers. Hey, we got the little fuse. Oh my god. That's about the only redeeming quality of this fucking plane, is that it drops literal firecrackers. It's entertaining, but... Man, it can't even fly level. It's constantly nosing down. That's because you have all your fucking... Your center of thrust way to hell up high, so it's constantly nosing it down. It's not even center aligned with the rest of the craft, because if you don't want it to... You want your center of mass and your center of thrust to be in line with each other. That way it doesn't, like, push down or push up. Oh my god. You even have downlift on this thing, too. Oh my god. There's nothing even supporting these. Restart the plane. Okay, moving on to the people that had two designs. We have the airship and the laser ship. These are by Driver. Let's take a look. I wish I could have kept them in the original colors, but okay. I like the little side engines, how they twist like that. Very cool. What is this thing? A 42 mil that has enough recoil absorption. By 713 RPM. Cool, cool. What are these? Are these diff guns? Those are diff guns. Okay. Not gonna lie, I don't hate it. I don't hate the looks of those little diff guns. They're kind of comical, and I kind of like them. That's kind of interesting, but alright. Personally, I would have made these fins back here maybe a little bit bigger, and I would have personally made them flare up maybe just a little bit. And same with these, like make it kind of flare outwards. a little bit more, just to make it look like it has better control surfaces. Suit bridge, yes it is. Anything actually in here? Not really. Okay. It is a little bland. Missing some other details, and maybe like I almost feel like this would look really good if it was in more of a steampunk kind of vibe. So I feel like other external pipes and stuff kind of running around this thing, I think would fit the style pretty well. And it looks like this is the same base. Yeah, the same base thing, but instead of little tiny guns, it's big baby gun. Like, oh, look at the little baby, now look at the big baby kind of thing. Good lord, that's a giant fucking laser. My god. I would make the turret base look a little bit thicker. It looks like it's ready to just snap off, kind of, to me. It looks a little bit too flimsy. I would say the same thing of make it kind of taper and flare out, like up and down, instead of it just being flat and then 45 degrees. Not too sure on the like armored plate that you've got here on the side. It kind of looks a little it doesn't look very good to me. I don't think it looks very good. I would get rid of that and then do the other piping and stuff on the outside of the airship. You also may be able to get away with some other external walkways. Might look pretty good. I do want to see. Okay, goddamn. Not a bad laser. Not a bad laser at all. Okay, overall pretty cool. Just some more little detailing stuff. I think you can work on them with these, but they have pretty good potential. And the final two craft are the Unstoppable class battlecruiser and the Oracle class cruiser by. Okay. Not too entirely certain on what the fuck you're going for with the muzzle brake and then the barrel going through that. Let's take a look at this. You got a 402 with firing 13.2 RPM. You've got way more recoil absorption than you need. Did you not just mirror the gun when you were making it, or do you have some stuff leaking over? Because one gun's got way more recoil absorption than it needs. The other one, their fire rates are also different. Why are they different? They're both firing the same shell. You need to go back and re-look at your gun to see if you got some components attaching to the wrong side of the gun. Like, typically whenever I build a 2-barrel gun, I divide it down the center with a mirror mode, and then just build one half over here, and then use the center for recoil absorption. Let's see here. Let's look at this guy. Way more recoil absorption than you need on this thing too. You only need 867. You got 3,500. You could cut back some. It's 250 mil, firing 14.5 RPM. The torpedo launchers are not looking very good. I would deco out the actual rails here because they don't look very good. I would also probably make these like solid tubes instead of just like the weird armored rings around them. The torpedo texture itself looks pretty good. You also have got some clipping like through the railing here of where that torpedo launcher is, and through the life raft there as well. I would go through and fix that too. What the fuck is this little turret cap? 18 mil. You don't have enough recoil absorption on it. Jesus Christ, man, your recoil absorption's all over the fucking place. 1859 RPM. That turret cap is... It doesn't even look like a turret. There's no turret base, there's no nothing. It just looks like it's part of the fucking hull. I would prop that up by at least one more block, make the turret cap a little bit bigger, and give it like an actual base for it to like spin around on. The details you have on this, I don't exactly. I'm okay with them, but could be integrated a bit better. Okay, and let's look at the battle cruiser. Barrel design on this one and turret cap, I don't mind. Looks pretty good. 480. Firing 6.9 RPM. Nice. With enough recoil absorption and enough rail capacity. Same goes for this here, except your... Why is the recoil on this outer barrel... On both of these outer barrels, like 6,100, but his middle one's only 3,800. Are you using like different shells on it? Let's see. You got an AP frag there. AP frag there. What the fuck? How is... I don't entirely understand what the hell is going on there. Huh. Okay. Interesting. I will say I do like the bits of greebling, like the off-center details of like the stuff along the deck. Does look pretty good. These little side missile launchers, they look alright. I would retexture this to something else. Like I would make that like alloy or pleak, but the overall like actual shaping of the launchers does look alright. I don't mind those at all. See, like this. Put this kind of a turret cap on that one that's flush with the deck back there. This looks much better. Looks much better. And its stats are even better too. God damn. Oh my god, what the fuck? That's a diff gun, so who cares about recoil absorption on that? Okay, interesting diff gun, but... And, oh my lord. 50 mil, firing 1,891 RPM with 7,400 recoil and only 2,400 absorbed. Not good. I do like that little turret there. Hull shaping is basic, but it's alright. Superstructure, I feel like it could use a bit more of a detection mask right here. It's also weird how it flares out and then tapers back in up here. I would just keep this the same. Like, I wouldn't make it flare out. I would make it just come up straight more and then still taper up instead of the flare out. The bridge windows look alright. I would at least make some kind of like a bridge deck or something. That way you don't just look through the window and it's just all hollow. You know what I mean? Alrighty, Chucklefucks, I believe that is it for this session of Wrenches Wreckfest. Thank you to those who submitted your designs. I appreciate it always. And apologize for the delayed upload, but if I can't fucking talk and I can't barely breathe and I'm constantly hacking and wheezing, I don't think it's going to be very good for me to be able to monetize, commentate and give my feedback on all this stuff. It's a little bit more difficult that way. So, anyway, if you want to participate in Wrenches Wreckfest, you can do so by joining my Discord via the link in the description below. And once you join, you can go down to the Wrenches Wreckfest tab towards the bottom of the server. Once you get there, as of time of upload, you could submit up to 2 blueprints every week. The cutoff for your submissions is every Sunday at 12 p.m. CTE. If you submit your designs before that time, your craft will be involved in the following week's video. With that being said, I'm going to quit talking before my voice gives out again, and before I irate you all with me hacking up a fucking lung. So, I'll see you Chucklefucks in the next one.